Good morning, and thank you for choosing to spend part of your morning with us here on Cincy Lifestyle on this Wednesday morning. Mona, good morning.
Good morning to you, Clyde. You know, we've got a really great show today. But Clyde, you know what? Do you love flowers?
I surely do. I surely do.
I do too. I'm not a gardener. But I love flowers. Well, I've got some fun facts for you about flowers. Okay. Yeah, several centuries ago in Holland, tulips were they were actually more valuable than gold. That's a fun fact. And here's one that you could tell your kids. Broccoli is actually a flower. Maybe they'll eat it.
They most definitely will not eat it now that they know it's a flower.
Well, also, Clyde, you know what? Some plants, like orchids, do not need soil to grow. They get all their nutrients from the air. I really like that because I can't make anything grow in dirt. I forget to water it, so maybe I should grow orchids. And then my last one is some plants are toxic substances, and they can kill other plants around them. And my favorite plant, the sunflower, is an example of that. I had no idea.
I know. We recently had some sunflowers on talking about Cattell Park and the sunflowers across the street from the park. So, but now we know why they're across the street, right? Because they can
That's right.
they can work.
That's right. They need to live alone. They need to live alone.
Because they work a little mayhem. Well, you know, we're talking about things that are sweet to look at, things that are sweet to smell. How about sweet sounds, as in blues? That is the music that pumps life into our souls, and Ben Levin is capturing that here in the tri-state and around the world. Allie Martin sat down with this inspiring 20-year-old, that's right, 20-year-old artist to learn about his sound and his upcoming album. Let's take a look.
The tune I wrote during lockdown is called Stuck.
What was your first memory of the piano?
That's a good question. I think when I was maybe 5 or 6, a family friend gave us an old upright piano, just like this one. And it was pretty beat up, honestly. It was pretty out of tune, but I started taking lessons and getting more and more interested. And then what really got me hooked was when I saw the movie Ray. And
what was it about that movie that?
The music, I don't remember how old I was, but I guess around that age, like 4 or 5. And I couldn't stay seated on the couch in the living room. Like I had to jump around to the music. And that's when I fell in love with piano.
Describe your sound.
I would say it's blues, jazz, a little soul, and you listen to it and you feel it inside, and especially when you play it and sing it, you feel it in your soul and your gut, and it makes you feel good.
You're 20 years old, and you've already accomplished a lot. What is that like?
Well, at first when I was playing gigs, it wasn't like I was there the whole night. Like, I didn't know that much music, so I sat in with my dad's band, and the first night I sat in might have been 30 minutes, and then a few months later that went to an hour, and then the owner said to him, "Aaron, after your son leaves, we lose half the audience. Can he stay a little bit longer?" You know, at first it was a little bit of a shtick having a young kid come in and play at the bar. But then I got to be more serious about it and started to develop into my own passion.
You have a new album coming out. Talk about the name behind that and just the process of writing and creating it.
Yeah, so, I mean, like everybody else, I was really down in March and April when we were stuck at home. It's tough times, and the only way I knew how to cope with it was to listen to music and try to write some songs to reflect my feelings. And I was driving in the car with my dad, and we just noticed every restaurant had a sign that said, you know, carry out or delivery or Grubhub or whatever. Yeah, and I thought, you know, there should be a song for that. And so that came up with the title track, and then we came up with some other tunes related to the times. I wrote this one called Stuck. It's just hanging out at the house all day, not leaving. And yeah, I think it reflects the way I felt during those, I don't know how long we were down, lockdown, a couple months. And I think people will be able to relate to it.
What do you want people to know beyond what you've just said about this album?
You play a 3-hour gig, you go up and you go down, and this CD, I feel like if someone sat and listened to it in one sitting, you'll experience a lot of different emotions. And because I certainly did when I was playing it and writing those songs. And so I think it could be a release for people like it is for myself.
And I'm feeling it, baby. I feel stuck too. Allie's here with us now.
That was stuck in my head for the longest time, all day after that shoot.
Well, you know, I listened to him. It's just an interesting, fascinating story. He said he's been all over with his music career. So what qualifies as all over?
I know, it's crazy. Remember, he's 20 years old, but starting around the age of 17 or so, he started to play in a lot of blues festivals from France to the Netherlands, Amsterdam, London, and he's played across,
Wow.
here in the US as well. But he's had the opportunity to do some really big blues festivals. I thought that was incredible because he's only 20.
I know. You know, Allie, I was thinking what I was doing when I was 20. I think I was in college listening to my parents say, if you don't get your grades up, you're coming home. You know, so
the funny, I mean,
so how can people?
He is still in college. He's actually going to school for history. He really wants to get a well-rounded education, which is fantastic because he's traveling a lot, and it's cool. So his family is the guitar player. His brother also does backup vocals, carry out, and then his mom is this travel manager. So they're kind of all working together as a family, and it's a big picture. And this new album is a great opportunity for him to kind of get out there and create music. And so I highly recommend Carry Out or Delivery, checking that out. I was hoping to be able to play a little bit of Carry Out or Delivery song in the piece, but you're going to just have to check it out on your own. And he also does shows around town. This Friday he's playing at the Grand View Tavern in Fort Mitchell. And he plays a lot of Brew River and Arnold, Top of Helps. So just check him out on benlevin.com.
All right. Thanks, Allie. There are dozens of beautiful murals around our community. Some show celebrities like Fiona the Hippo, and some show scenes from our past, and many depict hopes for our future. Well, today we wanted to talk to one of the artists behind these murals, and I want to welcome Emily Howard, who is an artist with artworks and more. And thank you so much, Emily, for joining us. Tell me, you worked on the artworks mural called Girls. Tell us more about how you got involved and how you developed the design.
Okay, hi. Thanks for having me. So I have been working with artwork since around 2011, and they reached out to local women artists who may not have had a chance to have their artwork, I guess, featured before. So they reached out to me, and I adapted the Design Girls from a print that I had done a few years ago, but added more color and more vibrancy.
All right. Well, talk about some of the other murals you've done. We've done Girls, and what else can we see that's yours around Cincinnati?
I've been lucky enough to work on a lot of different mural projects with a lot of talented people in Cincinnati. So the first project that I worked on was Garden Party at the Taft, and that's on Fairfield Avenue in Bellevue, Kentucky. I worked on Martha, the Last Passenger Pigeon, and that's downtown, close to the library. I also worked on the Cincinnati Strongman, and that's on Vine Street and Over the Rhine, and Dream Big and Fly High on 5th Street downtown, the Flying Pig mural.
Oh, that's a lot. Okay, we can see you all over. All right, well, your main form of art is block printing. Tell us what that is and how you got into it.
Well, block printing is a ancient form of making multiples. So what I do is carve into a surface called a matrix, and essentially what I'm doing is making a giant stamp. So I got into block printing during my last semester at the University of Kentucky. I took an intro to wood block printing class with Derek Riley, and I fell in love with it and haven't stopped since then.
Well, we're certainly blessed to have you and glad you made that decision not to stop. All right, so Emily, how can people follow you and get more information about your artwork and see more of what you do?
Okay, well, you can find me on social media at The Diggingest Girl. And also on my website, thediggingestgirl.com.
All right. I love that. That's great. That's a great idea to show it from your home. All right. Thank you so much, Emily. We appreciate all you've done for our community as well. Thank you so much for talking to us.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
When it comes to developing a vaccine and keeping people safe, an important part of the process are the clinical trials. And right now, I want to welcome Adam Roth, the Director of Project Management for CTI Clinical Trials. Adam, thanks so much for talking to us today.
Yeah, thanks, Clyde.
So tell us a little bit about CTI and what you guys do.
Yeah, so we are a clinical trial consulting firm, and what that means is we are supporting the clinical trial and pharmaceutical industry in the development of drugs and devices that are on the market. We do this by not only advising them, but helping them run the trials that will ultimately determine if a drug is safe and effective for use and ultimately approved by a regulatory authority. We do this, by managing these trials with investigators around the world, but we also have an investigative site here in Cincinnati where we conduct these trials.
And right now you have a COVID-19 vaccine trial happening, so tell us who would be an ideal candidate for that trial?
Well, right now, anybody above the age of 18. So they are looking to enroll groups of individuals 18 to 59, and then 60 and above as well down the line. So we're looking to enroll all adults, really, and they're really looking at people with and without some of the comorbidities that are associated with more difficult outcomes with COVID-19. So we are looking for all those individuals to participate ultimately.
Well, that's exciting to hear. So the question in some minds is, do you use live viruses in this vaccine?
Yeah, that is a concern, and really what the concern there is am I going to get the virus from taking this vaccine? And the vaccines that we've been working with and that we're going to be working with are not using live virus. They're either using attenuated, weakened virus, or actually using messenger RNA and other things to help to give us immunity. So there isn't that risk of being infected through the process.
One other question I'm sure you hear a lot is, for those people who are accepted, do they get compensated?
Absolutely. So yes, there is compensation for participation. There's some time and effort that the individuals will undertake to come in to our unit to be vaccinated, and then collect data and help us collect information about how they feel, and then we'll ultimately collect data about how well they're immunized against COVID-19. So those efforts do result in them being compensated for their time financially.
So Adam, if people want to sign up or get more information, how do they contact you?
Yeah, so there's a couple of different ways. You can give us a call at 513-721-3868, or you can go to our website.
All right, Adam, thanks for joining us.
If your teeth are yellowing due to coffee, tea, red wine, or even smoking, you need to pay attention to our next guest. She says a whiter smile can take years off your appearance. And I want to welcome our guest and our friend, Stephanie Yacoli, and she's here to show us an easy way to look younger, healthier, and feel more confident. Thank you for talking to us today, Stephanie. All right, so you have an important test you'd like to share with our viewers about their smile. So tell us about it.
That's right. You know, it's no secret. The first thing people notice when they see you is your smile. And this test really proved that. We asked a panel of people who they'd rather kiss, and we showed them, as you're seeing, the exact same photographs side by side, just digitally altered. So the only difference is that white smile against the yellow stained teeth. And it's just amazing how much it transforms you. You know, instantly makes you more attractive, more young, and even more healthy. So who doesn't want that? And of course, 100% of the men and women we asked said, hands down, they'd rather kiss the one with the white smile. So it can certainly improve your love life too.
Well, we're all for that. Well, you know, it also shows that yellow teeth can really not only affect your looks, but even your health.
It's very true. You know, you're going to get a beautiful bright white smile with Power Swabs. I love this product because it literally works in 5 minutes, and it's not just whitening your teeth. It has a patent technology to physically lift and remove stains. And it's so easy. You just pop the swab open and in a circular motion apply to your teeth for 2 minutes. Step one's removing those stains, you know, caused by coffee, chocolate, red wine, you know. These all have caused, you know, stains, but you don't need to give up your morning coffee. Keep it, because Power Swabs is removing those stains. We're also rehydrating the enamel, clinically proven to cause 0 to minimal sensitivity by rehydrating the enamel. Biggest game changer for me when it comes to teeth whitening. And then you let that set for 30 seconds. You go right into step 2, same process. You just pop the swab open and in a circular motion apply to your teeth. Super easy.
All right, and Stephanie, you've got a great deal for us today. Talk about it.
Yes, you're going to save 40% off plus free shipping by getting the 7-day Power Swabs kit. And you're going to see an average of 2 shades whiter teeth just after that first 5-minute application, and an average of 6 shades over the course of the 7-day kit. We're also throwing in a free stain out quick stick, which is awesome because you can expect your pearly whites to last up to 6 months. But throughout those 6 months, use the stain out quick stick for little touch-ups here and there. And this is awesome because it's portable. You can put this in your purse, your pocket, travel with it wherever you go. And Power Swabs, by the way, works on caps, veneers. Unlike most teeth whitening systems, you can use it on bonds, you know, any kind of dental work. Normally, you'd have to go to the dentist's office, but you can use Power Swabs right at home.
All right, where can people get more information, Stephanie?
Powerswabs.com or call the number on the screen to get that special offer.
All right, sounds good. Stephanie, thank you so much for talking to us today.
Thank you.
Did you know that only 1 in 5 kids gets enough activity to meet national guidelines? Well, that's why the American Heart Association and the NFL are providing a free digital game plan to deliver physical activity programming to students when they return to the classroom, wherever and however that may be. And here now to talk with us more about that is Dr. Thuy Bui, a pediatric emergency medicine physician in Atlanta. Dr. Bui, thank you so much for talking to us this morning. Can you tell us some ways parents or teachers can incorporate physical activity in a fun way while learning?
Yeah. Hi, Clyde. Good morning. Thank you for having me today. Yes, I think probably the most important thing that parents and teachers can do to help encourage physical activity is just to join in on the fun. Basically, if you've got your kids doing stuff, go ahead and join them. Make it fun for them, make it challenging for them. Some things that throughout the day, especially as kids are kind of cooped up either at their desk at home or their desk at the school, is get them up maybe every hour in between classes, get them up next to their desk, have them do high jumps, have them do jumping jacks, have them run in place, turn on some music, get them dancing a little bit. All those things I think help promotes the activity that we want. Kids only need about 60 minutes a day of physical activity, and they don't have to be, those minutes don't have to be all at one time, but as long as you can kind of fit them in throughout the day, I think that will be conducive to getting them the activity they need.
You say kids need the activity, and you talk about the importance of taking a break from exercising. Why is that important?
Well, in general, physical activity is important for whole child wellness. So to me, there's 3 tenets to that. First of all, you've got physical activity, which is pretty obvious. That helps reduce the risk of obesity, diabetes, and even cardiovascular disease, which nowadays, especially with COVID lingering, all those things are risk factors that make COVID a little bit worse for kids. Secondly, it increases clarity and focus, which in the long run translates to better academic performance. And then lastly, it improves mental wellness and resilience, which is so important during this time of isolation and quarantine for kids. And so it does that by just decreasing stress and anxiety and hopefully decreasing depression, which unfortunately we are seeing more in kids nowadays.
And there is just briefly a connection between being active and overall wellness, right?
Yes, there is. There is. And again, for those exact reasons that we talked about, whether it's physical fitness, whether it's increasing clarity and focus, and in general, just improving overall child mental wellness.
Okay, so right quick, where can parents go to get free resources, parents and teachers for that matter, to get free resources to keep kids active?
I'm glad you asked that, Clyde. They can go to the website aha-nflplay60.discoveryeducation.com, or they can go to nfl.com/play60. And on those two areas, they can get, again, downloadable lesson plans, family challenges, and also download an app that they can take with them everywhere they go.
That's great. Dr. Bui, thank you so much for talking to us today.
Thank you, Clyde, for having me. Have a great day.
You too. And taking a quick look outside, haze from the wildfires is still the big story today, but at last check, our air quality remains in the good range. Warming up today to about 80 degrees, no rain expected as the moisture from the hurricane down south stays down south.
All right. You know, Clyde, we had a really good show today. I'm so impressed with that 20-year-old.
I know.
You know, playing the piano. Man, he's doing great things.
I know.
Well, that's it for today at Cincy Lifestyle. Hey, reach out to us. We love it when you do. And we actually, tomorrow on the show, we have a segment that was requested by you. So reach out to us. We love it. And in the meantime, make it a great day.
Thanks for watching our video. If you liked what you saw, hit that subscribe button. You can also check out full episodes of the show you've never seen before, or watch your favorites again and again. And as always, make it a great day.